Students, this is your English language work and you have to do this work in your English language copies. It's for class 8, subject is English, your book name is The Grammar Tree and the teacher is Ms. Shumaila Ira. Students, your syllabus for the month of July is nouns. First, you have to prepare the index in your English language copies. Then you have to make the title page of midterm. After this, you will do this topic, that is nouns. Your English language topic 1 is noun. I hope you already know the definition of noun. It's very simple and basic definition. Nouns are words denoting things, places and people. Example: house, tree, book, water, teacher. Actually, in this video, we will come to know about the different kinds of noun. Nouns are classified into following two main kinds. Number 1 is proper nouns and number 2 is common nouns. So students, first we will come to know about proper nouns. What are proper nouns? Words denoting names of particular place, thing or person are called proper nouns. Example: Mary and Peter went from Dubai to London. Here Mary, Peter, Dubai and London, they are proper nouns. Mary is actually a name of a girl. Girl is a common noun, but here Mary is the name of a particular person, a specific girl. That's why it's a proper noun. Likewise, Peter. Peter is the name of a boy. Boy is a common noun, but over here Peter is the name of a specific boy. That's why it's a proper noun. Dubai, London. Dubai is the name of a state and London is the name of a city. State and city are common nouns, but when they are having specific names, then they will be called proper nouns. So Dubai and London are the proper nouns. In second sentence, I daily read the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran is the proper noun because the person is reading a specific book. Book is a common noun, but over here the person is reading a specific book and the book's name is the Holy Quran. That's why the Holy Quran is a proper noun. Murray is a tourist attraction. Murray is the name of a city, but over here Murray is the name of a particular place. That's why it will be called a proper nouns. So students, it's very easy to differentiate between proper nouns and common nouns. So now we will come to know about the common nouns. This definition is very simple. Words denoting person or things of the same kind are called common nouns. Like in proper nouns, we are having the specific names and particular names of a name of a person, place or thing. But over here the words which are denoting persons or things of the same kind, they are called common nouns. Like girl, boy, book, city, they are all common nouns. Sometimes common nouns are classified into two categories. The first one is concrete noun and the second one is abstract noun. So we have to now concentrate that what are the kinds of common nouns. At this till this level, you have just people just know about the common nouns and proper nouns. But from now on, we will come to know what are the kinds of common noun, what are the other kinds of noun. So here are two kinds of common noun: concrete noun and abstract noun. So students, first we will come to know about the concrete nouns. What are concrete nouns? Words that refer to the things that we can see, touch and feel denote concrete nouns. For example, the girl took the dog for a walk. Over here, girl and dog both are concrete nouns because we can touch them, we can see them, we can feel them. So the nouns are the words that refer to the things that we can see, touch and feel. Such type of nouns are called concrete nouns. On the other hand, abstract nouns are those nouns that refer to the things that we can't touch or see. For example, he never gave up his honesty in spite of poverty and sickness. We can not touch honesty actually. We can't see honesty. We just feel honesty. Okay, if someone is honest, we just feel it that person is honest. We can't touch the person's honesty or we can't see it. In spite of poverty, the next word is poverty and sickness. Poverty is abstract noun. Why poverty is abstract noun? Because we can't touch and see poverty. Likewise, sickness we can't touch and see sickness. We can feel it. So the basic difference is this. The words which refer to the things that we can see, touch and feel, they are called concrete nouns, and the words that refer to the things that we can't touch or see, such type of words the nouns are called abstract nouns. So this is the basic difference between concrete noun and abstract noun. Now I will tell you about collective noun. That is another kind of noun. Nouns that refer to collection or groups of people or things of the same kind are called collective noun. It means when we give a name to the group of people or collection of things, that name is called collective noun. For example, the cricket team. Team is here a collective noun. As we know that we are having 11 players in a cricket team. We can't call them by names. We can't call them like this: player 1, player number 2, player number 3, etc. When we give a name to the group of players, that name will be called a collective noun. So team is a collective noun for a group of players. We are having many teams like cricket team, hockey team, football team, etc. The second example is of a rainforest. When we are having a large collection of plants and trees at a place, that place is called forest. So forest is the collective noun. The third example is a swarm of bees. As we know that we are having bees are mostly in hundred and thousands in number. So their collection, when we will find a collection of bees anywhere, that collection will be called swarm. At the end, we will do an exercise of collective nouns, and we will come to know about many collective nouns, and that thing will be very interesting for you people, because in this way you will come to know about the collective nouns of different groups of peoples or collection of things. Here is another kind of noun, and that is material noun. Names of materials or substances used for making things are called material nouns. So it is very easy to recognize material nouns. Example: buildings are made of steel, concrete and wood. Steel is a material noun, concrete is a material, wood is also a material. So it's very easy to recognize material nouns. Steel is used in making buildings and many other things. Concrete is a building material. Wood is used for making furniture, like door, and do the interior decoration. There are many other uses of wood. So it's very easy to recognize material nouns. Students, this is your exercise at page number 15 in your The Grammar Tree book. Pick out the nouns and say what kind they are. What we will have to do in this exercise. First, we will highlight the nouns in a sentence. This is sentence number 1, and in this sentence we are having 3 nouns: ship, crew and car. Now we have to tell what kind they are. What kind of noun is this? Number 1 is ship. We can see, feel and touch a ship. It means it's a common noun or a concrete noun. Crew. Crew is actually a group of people which works on a ship. So because it is showing a group of people, that's why it's a collective noun. Number 3 is car. Car is again a thing which we can see, touch and feel. That's why it's a common noun or a concrete noun. In sentence number 2, Mount Everest is a noun. Mount Everest is actually a name of a specific mountain. That's why it's a proper noun. The National Museum and artifacts. Here are 2 nouns in sentence number 3, the National Museum and artifacts. The National Museum is actually a specific name of a museum. That's why it's a proper noun. Artifacts is a collection. That's why it's a collective noun. The audience received the play with thunderous applause. Here audience. Audience is actually a group of people which is watching a play. That's why it's a collective noun, because it's showing a collection. Applause. What is the meaning of applause? To give appreciation to someone, to praise someone. So we can't touch and see applause, but we can feel it. That's why such type of nouns which can't be seen, are touched, and only can be felt, that type of nouns are called abstract nouns. In sentence number 5, we are having concrete and steel, and it's very easy. Concrete is a material and steel is also a material. That's why they are material nouns. In sentence number 6, forgiveness and virtue are nouns. Forgiveness, we can't see and touch forgiveness. That's why it's an abstract noun. Virtue is also an abstract noun because we can't see and touch a virtue. We can only feel it. The accused declared his innocence to the jury. Here innocence and jury are the nouns. Innocence is an abstract noun because we can't touch and see innocence. We can just feel it. Jury is actually a group of judges. So it's a group, that's why it's a collective noun. In sentence number 8, furniture and flea market are the nouns. Furniture is very simple. It's a collection of different type of, like it's a collection of bed, chair, sofa, dining table, center table, etc. So it's a collection. It's a collection of something. That's why it's a collective noun. Flea market, it is a name of a specific market. That's why it's a proper noun. I have given you the answer in the next slide, and it is for your easiness that this is exercise B at page number 15. Fill in the blanks with the nouns formed from the words given in brackets. But actually you have to do in this exercise, the words which are given in the brackets, you have to change these words into nouns, into their noun forms. Sentence number 1 is, there is a dash for an accountant at this firm. The word in the bracket is vacant. Now we will change vacant into a noun. What will be the noun form of vacant? It will be vacancy. There is a vacancy for an accountant at this firm. Sentence number 2, only fools are turned by dash. The word in the bracket is flatter. What will be the noun form of flatter? It's flattery. Only fools are turned by flattery. What dash do I have in this matter? The word in the bracket is choose. Now we will change choose into a noun. What will be the noun form of choose? It will be choice. What choice do I have in this matter? She will suffer for her dash. The word in the bracket is indiscreet. What will be the noun form of indiscreet? It will be indiscretion. She will suffer for her indiscretion. The army has begun dash of its troops. The word in the bracket is deploy. Now we will change deploy into noun. What will be the noun form of deploy? It's deployment. The army has begun deployment of its troops. Sentence number 6. It's a little bit different from others. He ignored the dash I gave him. The word in the bracket is advise. Advise is actually a verb. Now we will have to change advise into a noun. There is a very slight difference in advise as a verb and advise as a noun. When we write advise as a verb, the spellings are advise. But when we will change it into a noun, there will be a slight difference and you have to replace S with C. Then it will become advise. There is a slight difference in pronunciation also. As a verb, we will pronounce it as advise. And as a noun, we will pronounce it as advise. He ignored the advice I gave him. The moon gives us dash at night. The word in the bracket is luminous. Now we will change luminous into a noun. What is the noun of luminous? It's luminosity. The moon gives us a luminosity at night. Sentence number 8 is all games should be played in the spirit of healthy dash. The word in the bracket is sportsman. What will be the noun form of sportsman? It's sportsmanship. All games should be played in a spirit of healthy sportsmanship. Sentence number 9. The sign in the shop stated, shoppers are responsible for any dash. The word in the bracket is breakage. What will be the noun form of break? Sorry, it's break. And what will be the noun form of break? It will be breakage. The sign in the shop stated, shoppers are responsible for any breakage. Sentence number 10. His dash during the experiment provided valuable input to the team. The word in the bracket is observe, and we will change observe into a noun. That is observation. His observation during the experiment provided valuable input to the team. Students, this is exercise 3 of collective nouns. Fill in the blanks with words in the box. Enter in the best possible answer for each collective nouns. Actually, we are having many collective nouns over here, and we have to put them accordingly. When you will learn the names of the groups of people, or collection of things, or places, then it will be very easy to you to put them accordingly. Here we are having many collective nouns, and now we are going to put them accordingly. Number 1 is army, then chest, range, bunch, flock, fleet, band, herd, deck, forest, pack, bale, bowl, swarm, pride, bed, stock, school, gaggle, and choir. So number 1 is a dash of birds. What will be the group of birds called? What will be the collective noun for a group of birds? It's flock. A flock of birds. A dash of ships. What will be a collective noun for ships? It's fleet. A fleet of ships. A dash of cattle. A herd of cattle. A dash of wolves. A pack of wolves. A dash of bees. A swarm of bees. A dash of ants. An army of ants. A dash of hay. A bale of hay. A dash of fish. A school of fish. A dash of cards. A deck of cards. A dash of grapes. A bunch of grapes. A dash of lions. A pride of lions. A dash of rice. A bowl of rice. A dash of oysters. A bed of oysters. A dash of musician. A band of musicians. A dash of geese. A gaggle of geese. A dash of drawers. A chest of drawers. A dash of singers. A choir of singers. A dash of mountains. A range of mountains. A dash of trees. A forest of trees. A dash of papers. A stock of papers. Students, this is your written task. Write definition of noun and its all kinds in your English language notebook and also learn them. Write and practice exercise A, B and C in your English language notebooks. Students, this is your home assignment. Number 1 is speak out the nouns and say what kind they are. You have to highlight the nouns first, then you have to tell about their kind. Number 2 is make noun forms of the given words. Here you are having 10 words and you have to make their noun forms. Number 3, fill in the blanks with collective nouns given in the box accordingly. Here you are having 6 words in the box and you have to put them accordingly. Number 4 is match the collective noun to the noun it goes with. Here you have to do the matching, students. Important note is this, that you have to do all this work in your English language notebook.